Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.
Now we will go for detailed understanding of subsidiary books, different types of subsidiary book. First of all, we will go for purchase book. Now in purchase book, we are supposed to mention what we have purchased. That means we are talking only about goods. Now looking to the rules or presentation, let us take into account. This books is used for recording goods purchased on credit only. So no cash transaction, only credit transaction. Second, we are supposed to mention only recording of goods, no asset. Now here let us clarify one more thing. Suppose I am a merchant and I am dealing in electronic items. So television set is considered to be goods for me. But if I am a tea and sugar businessman and if I am purchasing television set, then it will not be treated as goods, it will be treated as asset. So one should take into account note of this thing, what is goods and what is asset in that case. Second most important aspect in this case is known as invoice book, bought book or purchase journal. This purchase book having several names. Invoice book, invoice, that means what has been purchased. Bought book, that means purchase, definitely. Traders for safety purpose record transaction in journal and then record in subsidiary book or purchase book. So that means they are going for second time recording. Last but not least, but very important, one can come to know total credit sales or total credit purchase or total of respective book at the end of every month. And here most important part, posting of this particular transaction is to be done at the end of the month, not on daily basis. Recording is done on daily basis, but posting, transferring entries into ledger is to be done at the end of the month. Now let us go for its format part. As it is a format, we are supposed to take into account first one is date. Date means a date of transaction occurred. Now here it is very important. Sometimes it may happen that you mention the date of delivery. No. Date on which bill has been given, that should be inserted. It may happen that your close friend has delivered goods in advance and later on bill came. Then you are not supposed to mention the date on which bill is received. Date which is given in the bill is to be mentioned. Otherwise your auditor will take into account this aspect. Though this is very minor aspect, but you are supposed to take into account the transaction date very minorly. Second part in that format is name of the supplier. Now here in the case of format, name of the supplier is very important. You are not supposed to mention which type of goods you have purchased. Then invoice number, that means bill number. Bill number is the number which is given in the bill which is along with the bill of supplier. Say for example, I have purchased food grain. Suppose I am a food grain merchant. Now Raman Lal is a supplier. Now Raman Lal prepare a bill. Shivaji Traders. I am a owner of Shivaji Traders and they mention bill number 2560. So I have to mention that 2560 at here. Even though it is my sixth bill, I will not mention that sixth bill. I will mention that bill number which is given by supplier. Last one is amount, but before that is ledger folio. That means the ledger page number on which the entry of this particular or posting of this particular transaction or posting of this particular book has been done. Now let us go for another type of thing, and that is very important. That is very important aspect from the viewpoint of subsidiary book. It is detailed one. Now look at the format which is given, which is very important. Important from the viewpoint of name of the supplier, etc. or okay. But here, sometime it may happen that you are supposed to bear several expenses along with your normal expenses. Say for example, if you are a small trader of food grain and other items, you have to take into account carriage. You have to take into account sales tax and then you have to send a bill. So you are supposed to take into account in detail what is the cost price of the goods which you have purchased or which you have sold. And this is common for purchase book and sales book, as in when you are going for detailing with the expenses. Hence the heading itself shows the with expense item. Various types of expenses are to be added in the different column base, and depending upon nature of the expenses, number of column are to be added. It may happen that some businessmen may go for only 1 column, 2 column. Some businessmen may go for 4, 5 columns. And here most important part is who is going to bear these expenses. Suppose I am a purchaser and I am going to bear, then I have to classify cost of price of the goods, tax on it, then purchase price, then loading charges, then unloading charges, and then total. Now this will give me a particular transaction total which is given in a column. And at the last one, not only last one, but each and every date, if it may happen that you have purchased goods from the next door shop, so these all expenses may not be there. So you put simply dash and you go directly to the total column. And at the end of the day, or sorry, at the end of the month, you have to make the total of that particular book and make the total of each and every expenditure also. It's not like that you are supposed to make a grand total only. Look at the last line. It is mentioned that total purchase or total sales. Now in that case you have to take into account cost, you have to take into account carriage, you have to take into account sales tax. And you should tally that sales tax with the sales tax paid to the government. Here it is nothing but you have paid sales tax on the goods which you have purchased. Now next one. We would like to take into account next item, that is a sales book. Sales book is used for recording goods sold on credit. No recording of other credit transaction at all. This is very important and red light area from the viewpoint of recording transaction. You must understand very clearly. We should take into account only credit sales. No cash sales, no credit purchase, no credit any transaction. Say for example, you have sold out your pasti to your nearby store and they say that okay fine sir, we will pay you after 3 days, and they have made a payment. It will not come at here. It is your other income. Here only sale and credit sale. Cash sales, no. Any other income, no. Only credit sales. Now in that case, second item is very important. First one is, I told you that name, that ultimate rule, that you should mention only credit sale of goods. In this format also you are supposed to be very careful. In purchase we are doing name of the supplier. Here we are supposed to go for a format in which it is said that name of the customer. Look at the slide in third point what they are trying to say in this case. And that is, the record of sales is made from outward invoice book. This is very important. Here what happened? Transactions are executed actually at another level. Say for example, my 4-5 salesmen are there. All these are making sales at different parts of the city. And at the end of the day, they come to my shop and I say that I am as an accountant, what happened? How much sales you have done? Show me your sales book. So from the sales book or that bill book, I have to record that sales directly in this one. I have to take into account one copy of the bill, and from that copy I have to mention name of the customer, I have to mention what is the amount of sales, I have to mention what is the amount of discount if any I have given, I have to mention the quantity of the goods, and then directly from the sales invoice bill which is generated by my salesman to be recorded. And this is the right method. Ultimately, salesman will give a record to accountant and accountant will mention in journal entry and journal entry to subsidiary book. Fine. But same way, this is also another method by which you can call your salesman. Come on, give me your detail of sales of this week, or if you say that on daily basis, then also. Last item is very important in this case. That is, contain exact copy of each invoice sent out to the customer. As I told you, you have to take into account copy, not relying on any other thing. You just relying on the copy. If salesmen say that, sir, I have sold out goods for 1200 something. No, not something. What is there in the bill? Otherwise, your recording will be wrong. Recording will be wrong, then collection will be wrong. And your books of account will reflect wrong information. And ultimately, there is a difference of opinion about outstanding amount, which is required to be removed at the entry level itself. So, you should be very clear. Sales book, copy of sales bill to be recorded in the books of account. Now, let us go furthermore about the format of sales book. Sales book format as a name, date. Somebody may also use the particular or name of the supplier, or name of the customer. Then outward invoice number, that means bill number which we have prepared. That is to be mentioned very clearly. We are supposed to mention our bill number because we are issuing bill, and that is given in the copy of the bill book. Next one is ledger folio, and last one amount. Now let us go for a detail aspect later on, but purchase return. Now this starts the return book. This book used for recording goods returned to the seller is called purchase return book, also known as return outward book. While returning goods, buyer prepares debit note, and that debit note number is to be mentioned, or whatever the note they are preparing. See, it is something like that, goods are given back, so along with the goods they mention some evidence of the transaction, and that is known as note, and that note contains number, and that number is to be mentioned, and in that note they also mention some description. We come to know about the total purchase return in this case, and this actually purchase return is controlling point. Here we have to check out that how much time we have given back to goods. Who is the trader to whom you have given maximum time return goods? Then also you have to examine that what are the reason for returning goods. Is there any quality matter? So you can easily ask him, what nonsense you are doing. You should send me quantity which has been asked. You should check your or verify your quality and then only send. Otherwise what will happen? Every time you have to return and you have to bear the expenses of transportation. So as a matter of controlling point, you should take into account this fact. Next aspect is format of purchase return book, date, name of the supplier, LF, debit note and amount. It is as simple as that. It is just as to purchase book. There is nothing change in it. Now we have another format of detail aspect. Now this is a format which I have prepared for the sales book, but which can be utilized for purchase return book and sales return book. Sometime it may happen that traders are dealing in more than one product, and they would like to make a controlling of each and every item in that case. That means suppose 4 products are there, and they would like to know detailed product wise sales or product wise purchase, and they would like to know the movement of product wise item, that how much product, how out of 4 products which one is sold out maximum, which one is sold out least, which one is remaining unmoved, which one has been sold out as per our expectation. Now in that case you have to prepare this sales book or any other book in a detail with the separate column of product or product wise or specification wise sales book or subsidiary book is prepared. Here I have given example of a trader who is dealing with the ready-made garment or who is dealing with the clothes, and he is selling sari, shirt and t-shirt. Now I would like to know specific sales of sari in the month of July. Then I will take into account subsidiary book of July, and I will take into account total of sari column. Then I can easily say that sari sale is this much. Say for example, generally it is a tradition that in Ahmedabad or in Gujarat, there is always sale during the month of August. So I have to check out that what is the sales increase in the sari or particular product in the month of August. Then I can easily find out from this one. And it is very important from the viewpoint of checking aspect, because it may happen that traders are taking into account their estimation that we have made an estimation that this much sales will be done in this particular month, and actually how much sales is done on credit basis. Then we can easily check out with the figure which is given at the end of the month, which is at the end. Now look at this one, total credit sales. The last column will give me a total sales, as well as above column will give me a total of sales of sari, shirt and t-shirt. Now, sales return book. This is also very important, and we are supposed to be very cautious about sales return book also. Why? Because as and when we are giving, as and when customer is giving back our goods, then it is to be treated as credit note is to be issued. We are supposed to collect less amount of goods from the customers who are giving me back, and so we are supposed to examine that why our goods has been given back, because ultimately it will reduce our sales, it will reduce our profit. So fine, let us understand. It is a book used for recording goods written by the buyer, also known as return inwards books. Next, while keeping records in sales return books, sellers prepare a credit note. So we are supposed to enter credit note number. Next, which is very important, recording sales return of current month as well as earlier month. See, this is a principle which is useful for every subsidiary book. Say for example, I have sold out goods to Jasmine on the 1st of October. Fine. Jasmine returned that goods on the 5th of October. I will mention in return goods, a goods return book. Fine. Now, one of my customer who has purchased goods in the month of August, who has given me back goods in the month of October, then also I will mention in the return book. So I can easily come to know that how much return has been made in this month, and I can match out that this goods has been sold out to Jasmine, out of which how much is written within the same month and how much has been written in the earlier month or in the next month. Now, the most important critical aspect in this case is that as a wise accountant, you have to check very clear point that what is my total sales return, and I have to find out why this sales return has been done. Come to know, last point is very important, come to know about the total sales return in the month. So if I would like to know the true picture, what I will do, I will make a total of sales book, that is total credit sales, less total sales return in this book, so that I can know what is the exact figure of my sales on credit basis in this particular month. Next one, format of sales return book as it is. There is no change in that case or no much more aspect in that case. Now we are going for a special subsidiary book in the next session. Thank you.
Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar Open University.